The arena was full. Crowds from different planets filled every seat. Loud voices, glowing signs, and alien music echoed through the huge open dome. It was the most famous place in the galaxy. The Grand Combat Arena of Zorth Prime. In the middle was a circular battlefield, smooth metal ground, 20 meters across. No weapons, no walls, no escape. Only 2 fighters enter. Only one leaves. A tall human walked into the light. His name was Rek Carter, strong, muscular, and proud. His black combat uniform had the Earth flag on one shoulder and the word humanity first on the back. He didn't smile. He didn't wave. He just walked, slow and confident. The crowd booed, loud, angry. Aliens from all over the galaxy hated humans. They called them arrogant, violent, too emotional. But Rek didn't care. He stood in the center of the arena, looked around, and raised one hand. "Is this your best?" he shouted. "I came all this way. To fight cowards?" The boos got louder. But a few cameras zoomed in. Some watchers from Earth cheered. Then a robotic voice spoke through the speakers. "Challenger Rek Carter. Request confirmed. Opponent entering in 10 seconds. Rek cracked his knuckles. He was ready, but something strange happened. The metal door on the other side opened slowly. A small platform rolled forward. On it sat a figure. Not standing, just sitting. The platform stopped. The figure didn't move. A female alien, thin, gray-blue skin, no armor, no weapon. Eyes closed, legs crossed. Sitting like she was meditating. The crowd laughed. Even Rek looked confused. "You send her?" he shouted. "She's not even standing." The robotic voice replied. "Opponent, designation unknown. Nickname, the Silent One. Status, certified galactic champion." Rek blinked. "This is a joke, right?" The alien didn't respond. She didn't open her eyes. She didn't even breathe fast. Just sat still. The crowd slowly went quiet. Some knew her name. Legends. Stories. She never moved. She never spoke. But no one ever beat her. A horn sounded. The match had started. Rek smiled, ran forward, and jumped high, ready to punch her face. But before his fist reached her, something hit him. An invisible wall. A shockwave? No, nothing moved. Nothing showed. But Rek screamed. Mid-air. He dropped to the ground, holding his head. H. The crowd gasped. He rolled on the floor, breathing fast, sweating. What is this?" he shouted. There was no mark, no wound, but the pain was real. The alien still didn't move. Still sitting. Still eyes closed. He tried to stand again. His legs shook. He took one step, then fell. Again, something was wrong. "You're using illegal tech." He shouted at the judges, but the judges didn't move. They looked calm. One old alien in the front row smiled. "She's not using tech." The old alien whispered, "She is the weapon." Rek pushed himself up. He growled, "I'm not done." He ran again, this time faster. His body glowed. Military training, adrenaline, combat boosters active. He jumped again. Same result. This time, before he hit the ground, his vision turned red. Then black. He screamed again, this time louder. Deeper. He heard a voice, but not out loud. Inside his mind, a whisper. A soft, cold voice. "You came to fight. I came to rest." Rek's eyes widened. He backed away, crawling on hands and feet. "Get out of my head." But the voice didn't stop. "You want pain. You want to prove something. You want glory." She opened her eyes slowly. Pale silver eyes, no pupils, no anger. "I want." Silence. Rek stood again, dizzy. His nose was bleeding now. "You think you're strong?" he shouted. "You think fear makes you powerful?" She didn't answer. Instead, Rek saw something. The arena started to change. Not really, but in his mind. He looked at the judges, they melted. He looked at the crowd, their faces twisted into monsters. He saw fire, Earth cities burning. His own team dead. He dropped to his knees. Stop, it. Stop, the alien. Tilted her head slightly, still didn't move. Do you understand now? The voice said again inside him. He shook his head. You can't be real. But she was. The arena was silent again. Only Rex's heavy breath echoed. Then, a whisper. Out loud. This time her first spoken word. Name? Rex looked up, confused. What? She looked into his eyes. What's your name? Rex opened. His mouth no sound his mind searched. But the word was gone. His name was gone. He forgot it. Panic. I'm... He looked at the cameras. At the crowd, nothing came. No memory. He had lost his identity. The crowd sat still. Even they were afraid now. Silent One blinked slowly, then closed her eyes again. You asked for the strongest. She spoke calmly. I didn't come to fight. You made me. The platform began to roll back away from the arena. Match ended. Winner, the Silent One. Rick stayed kneeling. Tears rolled down his cheek. He didn't even notice. Somewhere far above in Earth's command ship, a general whispered, she didn't even stand. The screen went dark. Rex sat on the cold arena floor. His hands touched the metal ground, but he felt nothing. His fingers were shaking. His heart pounded like a war drum. Sweat dripped from his head, but he didn't wipe it. He couldn't move. He couldn't speak. He couldn't remember his own name. The crowd was silent now. The cheering, the laughing, the booing, all gone. Every species watching him was afraid. The alien woman was gone. The platform had rolled her out of the arena without a sound. But her presence still filled the space like smoke after a fire. Up in the command tower, General Harvin of Earth's fleet leaned forward. Did she even touch him? He asked. No, sir, replied the AI assistant. Then why is he still down there? The medics ran into the arena, 4 humans in white suits. They tried to lift Rek up. Sir, can you hear me? One asked. Rek looked up. His eyes were red. His lips moved slowly. Who am I? The medic froze. Sir? Rek blinked. He looked around like a lost child. Where am I? What is this place? One medic looked at the other, then turned on his communicator. Medical emergency. Fighter's memory is unstable. Possible neural damage, but there were no wounds on Rek's body. Not even a bruise, far above. In the human warship inside, the Earth Fleet's lead warship, Commander Juno watched the footage again. Slow motion, frame by frame. Rek jumped. Rek screamed. Rek fell. Still no visible attack, she said. Confirmed, replied the AI. No physical motion from the opponent. No weapon detected. No sound, no light, no energy spike. She leaned back, confused. How can someone fight without fighting? The screen zoomed in on the alien woman. She sat. She breathed slowly. She blinked only once during the entire battle. Identify her, Juno ordered. The AI paused. Error. No records in human database. Cross-checking with alien archives. 63%. Match found. Cody name, the Silent One. No known species. No known homeworld. Status. Unranked but undefeated. Commander Juno raised an eyebrow. Unranked? Yes, she never signs in. Never speaks. Never uses weapons. She just sits. Back in the arena, medical Bayrick lay in a white bed. A scanner moved over his head. The doctor frowned. Neural activity looks normal, but memory functions are disconnected. Disconnected? Asked General Harvin, who had just entered. The doctor nodded. It's like his brain is still working, but the links to who he is, his identity, training, memories have been cut. Can we fix it? The doctor hesitated. We've never seen anything like this. It's not brain damage. It's like his memories are being held somewhere else, like someone took them. The general looked through the glass window. Rek sat up slowly. He looked at his own hands like he was seeing them for the first time. Do I have a family? He whispered. Was I a soldier? He looked scared. He looked empty. Alien Council, somewhere deep in the galaxy. A room filled with alien leaders sat around a blue glowing table. An old creature with long arms and golden eyes leaned forward. She did it again. Another alien with crystal skin sighed. How many now? 12, said the first. 12 champions. Different species, all broken, no wounds, just silence. And none of them remember who they are? Not one. A third alien, taller and with burning green eyes, whispered. We should have never unsealed her. She asked for isolation, the crystal alien said. We forced her into the games. The old one looked up. Now Earth has met her. What happens next is not in our hands. Meanwhile, Rek has a vision. Rek sat alone in the dark medical room. Suddenly, his vision changed. The walls melted into stars. The bed vanished. He floated in black space. In front of him, her, the silent one. Sitting again. Legs crossed. Eyes closed. Rek tried to move but couldn't. Why are you in my head? He asked. Her eyes opened. Because your mind is open. What did you do to me? She stared at him. You screamed before you even touched. And me, why? Rek didn't answer. You thought pain comes from fists, she continued. But true pain comes from remembering everything you try to forget. Rek shivered. You showed me. Earth burning, my team dead. That wasn't real. She tilted her head. Are you sure? That's not possible. That was just a vision. She moved her hand, the first time, a slow motion, like water flowing. Suddenly, Rek saw something, a child, on fire, calling his name, only. The child called him something else. Riken. He woke up screaming. Back on Earth's flagship, Commander Juno reviewed the scans again. What's this new data from Rek's brain? The technician spoke quickly. There's something foreign inside his neural link. It's like another code, a soft whisper, repeating inside his memory circuits. Can you extract it? We're trying. He clicked a few buttons. The speakers played a sound. A woman's voice. Calm, cold. You are noise. I am silence. Then, silence. Commander Juno stared at the screen. Is this a message? The tech nodded. Yes, but it's not just sound. It's a warning. Galactic news broadcast. Hours later, screens across different planets lit up. Breaking. Human fighter broken by unknown entity. Clip showed Reek falling, screaming, crying, remembering nothing. The fighter known as Rek Carter was mentally overpowered by a being who never stood, never moved, and never used a weapon. One alien anchor said, We have seen warriors. We have seen monsters, but this is something else. Rek's final scene in Part 2. Rek sat in a chair, alone. A mirror in front of him. He looked into his own eyes. Who are you? No answer. He reached out and touched the mirror. His reflection didn't move. He jumped back, breathing fast. Then, the reflection smiled, but Rek didn't. The arena was no longer just a battlefield. It had become a place of fear. After Rek's mysterious collapse and loss of memory, something bigger was happening. The silence inside the dome was heavy, thick like fog. Every eye, alien and human alike, was fixed on the empty circle in the center. The medics had taken Rek away quickly, but the crowd did not cheer or boo. No one moved. Outside the arena, in the control rooms, panic was rising. The alien hosts whispered urgently among themselves. Humans watched nervously on their screens. Rek's condition worsens, back in the medical bay. Rek sat motionless. His eyes were wide open, But vacant. He did not speak. His body trembled, as if a storm raged inside. The lead medic, Dr. Leon, ran tests again and again. "There is no physical damage," she reported to General Harvin. "But his brain waves show extreme distress. It's like his mind is trapped, caught between reality and something else." Harvin frowned deeply. "Is there a chance he's faking this?" "Impossible," Leon said firmly. "No fighter can fake this level of mental collapse." Earth Fleet Reacts Commander Juno sat stiffly in her chair, eyes glued to the monitors. The silence in the arena was spreading to the control rooms. She spoke quickly to her officers. "Prepare a full security lockdown. No one leaves the arena until we understand what's happening." Her comm crackled. A technician spoke urgently. "Commander, sensors detect an unknown energy pattern around the arena. It's not technology, it's psychic." Juno's voice dropped. "Alert the Earth Council. We may be facing an unknown threat." Alien hosts calm but alert in the control room of the alien hosts. A calm alien named Vora sat watching. She was part of the race that controlled the arena. She spoke softly to her colleagues. "This has never happened before. The Silent One's power is beyond prediction. The human fighter's mind is breaking." "But why does the Council worry now?" The oldest alien, Kiran, replied. "Because when the mind breaks like this, the ripple spreads. If the ripple reaches others, it could start a panic beyond this arena." Inside Rex Mindrek's mind was a storm. Images flashed, fast memories and visions mixed. He saw fire destroying cities. He heard screams. In the dark, faces appeared and vanished. His own face changed, sometimes human, sometimes alien. He could not tell what was real. A sudden announcement. The arena's speakers broke the silence. "Attention! Due to unforeseen events, the arena will remain closed until further notice." The crowd began to stir. Alien spectators whispered anxiously. Humans looked to each other. The Earth teams. Emergency meeting in the Earth warship. Juno met with General Harvin and top scientists. They reviewed Rex scans and data from the arena. "This Silent One is not just a fighter," said Dr. Malik, lead scientist. "Her power affects the mind directly. She uses psychic energy, something we don't understand." "We must prepare for possible psychic attacks," Harvin said. "And find a way to protect our people," Juno nodded. "We need to understand her motives. Is she hostile or something else?" Rex unexpected movement back on the arena floor. Rex suddenly moved. He stood slowly, unsteady but determined. The crowd gasped. He looked around, confusion in his eyes. He tried to speak. "Where am I?" His voice was weak. The medics rushed forward. Rex strange warning. Rex raised his hand. "She's coming back," he said quietly. "The Silent One, she's not done." The crowd grew silent again. A chill ran through the arena. The arrival of a new alien. Suddenly, the dome's outer doors opened. A tall figure entered, dark armor, sharp eyes, a face covered in scars. He was an alien warrior, known only as the Enforcer. He moved to the center of the arena and stopped. He looked at Rek. Then at the empty space where the Silent One had been. "You have broken the rules," he said in a deep voice. "The Silent One is our protector. You have disturbed the balance." Rex Defiancerek met the Enforcer's gaze. "I don't know what balance you speak of," he said, "but I'm human. And humans don't give up." The Enforcer's eyes narrowed. "You will regret this." The arena prepares. The crowd sensed danger. Security forces moved into position. The air was thick with tension. A storm was coming. Final scene of Part 3. Rex looked at the empty arena floor. He remembered nothing except one thing. "She didn't even stand, but she broke me." The Enforcer's voice echoed. "Then you challenged the wrong alien." The dome lights dimmed. Silence fell. Rex sat in the medical bay, staring at the floor. His body was healing, but his mind was not. The doctors scanned him again and again. Machines showed his brain working, heart normal, muscles strong, but he wasn't the same. He didn't remember his name or where he came from. Not fully, only flashes. Fire, screams, shadows. And her, the silent one. Sitting, watching, doing nothing, and still winning. Earth Council in emergency mode, back on Earth's Central Space Station. The top leaders met in a hidden chamber. A long table, screens on every wall, faces full of worry. At the center sat Director Ellen Mora, the head of Earth Defense. She looked at the others. Rec Carter was not just any soldier, she said. He was one of ours, a project. The room went quiet. Project Omega, Rec's real origin years ago. Deep beneath Earth's surface, a secret lab called Black Echo ran dangerous experiments. Goal: create humans who could fight psychic aliens, beings who attacked not the body, but the mind. Normal soldiers broke under pressure. Their brains melted from psychic fear, but Rec was different. He was raised without parents. Trained since age 5. No fear. No empathy. Just raw focus and aggression. His mind was injected with resistance codes, patterns to block foreign thoughts. His emotions were tightly controlled with micro-implants. He was built to survive the impossible. They called him Omega-7. But now, even he had broken. Back to the present. Inside the warship, Commander Juno reviewed Rec's file with new eyes. So he wasn't just a soldier, she whispered. He was a weapon. General Harvin nodded. That's why he was sent to fight the Silent One. We thought maybe he could resist her. And we were wrong, Juno added. Harvin looked at the screen. He lost everything, without her even standing. Meanwhile, Rec has another vision inside the medical chamber. Rec slept, but in his mind, the storm returned. Only this time, it wasn't just fear. It was memory. He saw himself, younger, wearing black training gear, punching walls, screaming in empty rooms. A voice echoed in the memory. Pain is not the enemy. Omega-7. Feeling is the enemy. The flashback changed again. He saw doctors, machines, a cold metal room. One scientist looked into his eyes. If you survive this, you'll be the future. But something changed. In the vision, Rec saw her again. Not the Silent One. Someone else. A girl. Young. Maybe 12, with soft eyes. She handed him a small drawing. That's a flower, she said. Have you ever seen one? No, Rec replied. She smiled. One day we'll leave this lab, you and me. The vision shook. Explosions. Screams. Flames. Then darkness. Rec wakes up. Breathing hard, he opened his eyes. His fists clenched. The lab, the girl. The memory was real. Not a dream, but he couldn't remember her name, only her voice. Only that smile. A feeling rose inside him. Guilt. For the first time since the arena. Rec felt something real. Commander Juno interviews Rick leader that day. Juno entered his room. She didn't bring guards, just a tablet. Rec, she said. He looked at her confused. Is that my name? Yes, Rec Carter. You're human. From Earth, soldier, Omega program. He didn't react. You were made to fight things like her. Rec whispered. But she didn't fight. That's the problem. Juno sat beside him. You were our best hope. You were trained to block mental attacks. So why did she break me? Juno hesitated. Because maybe she didn't attack at all. Rec turned his head. Then what did she do? Maybe she just showed you the truth. Juno said quietly. Elsewhere, the Silent One is meditating far from the arena. In a dark chamber, the Silent One sat. She hadn't moved in hours. Maybe days, but her mind was active, a small creature. Entered the room. Floating, glowing faintly. It spoke in a soft tone. He remembers now. The Silent One opened her eyes. Good. Are you sure this is the right way? the creature asked. Yes, he has to remember who he really is, even if it hurts. Especially if it hurts. Back in the arena, strange phenomena begin strange. Things started happening around the arena. Lights flickered. People forgot small details. Names. Passwords, even where they were going. One alien forgot his own language mid-sentence. Security. Bots glitched. The control systems lagged. Scientists detected an invisible energy field spreading from the center of the arena outward, like a growing mind pulse. One human engineer whispered, "It's like the arena is remembering something." Juno gets a warning back on the ship. Juno received a private message from Earth. It was encrypted. High-level. She opened it. Face appeared. An old woman, someone from Black Echo. Her name, Dr. Kessalara, Rex creator. "Pull your team out," she said. "Now." "Why?" Juno asked. "You think this is about one alien, one fight, but it's not. That arena was built over something ancient, and she is the key. If Rex remembers too much, he might not survive." Juno stared. "You mean he's the lock?" Kes shook her head. "No, he's the door." Ending scene. Rex walks into the arena again despite orders. Rex walked back into the empty arena. Alone. The lights above him flickered again. He stood at the center and closed his eyes. He felt it. The ground pulsed under his feet. Something was waking up, or maybe something inside him was waking. He opened his eyes. "I wasn't built to fight her. I was built to wake her up." A voice returned softly. In the silence, he heard her voice again. Not loud, not through the ears, through the mind. "You're awake now," she said. Finally, Rex didn't speak. He closed his eyes and focused. "Who are you?" he asked. Inside his mind. Her voice answered slowly. "Not your enemy. Not your weapon. Not from here." Flashback. Her beginning far away, or maybe long ago, on a planet of crystal skies and dark oceans. She was born. Not alone, but not like others either. Her kind had no name. No ships. No weapons. They didn't build cities. They built thoughts. Each member of her species carried a unique mind frequency, so strong. They didn't speak with words. They felt. They understood. They bent reality with thought alone. For thousands of years, her people lived in silence, peace, and balance. Until the other galaxies noticed them and feared them. The attack that changed everything. Rex saw it. A memory burned into her mind. Ships came. Weapons fired. Entire landscapes melted under human and alien firepower. They called her people a threat, not because of war, but because of what they could become. "We never fought back," her voice whispered. "We only resisted in silence. But she was different from the others. She didn't vanish. She didn't surrender. She sat and waited. Back in the Aranarek opened his eyes. He dropped to his knees, breathing hard. He had seen enough. "You sat there," he said out loud. "Not to fight, but to stay still. Because if you stood," her voice returned, colder now, "I would unbalance this galaxy." The prison that looked like a throne, the arena, the place where she sat during every battle, was never just a chair. It was a containment device. A high-level, galactic psychic stabilizer. Only a few species even knew about it. It kept her calm, focused, limited. "They fear what I am," she said. "So they made me into entertainment." Rex clenched his fists. "They turned you into a champion." "No," she replied. "They turned me into a warning." Elsewhere, the Alien Council gathers again, deep in the core of Zorth Prime. The alien leaders gathered once more. They had seen the signals. The arena was responding to her mind again. The old one, Kieran, spoke with dread. "He is opening the door." The human? Yes, his mind is now linked to hers. The moment he stepped back into the arena, the connection restarted. "Should we stop it?" Kieran shook his head. "No, if she's choosing him. It's already too late. The child from the future suddenly. A rift of light opened at the edge of the arena. Not a portal. Not a machine. A crack in time itself. A small figure stepped through. A child. Blue-gray skin. Bright silver eyes. She walked forward calmly and stood in front of her EK. He stared in shock. Who are you? The child smiled. I'm hers. Rek blinked. You're her daughter? She nodded. In your time, not yet. But in my time, already. She sent me. Why? The child looked around. To stop her from standing. Why she doesn't stand? The child placed her small hand on Rek's head. Suddenly, a new vision hit him. Not pain. Not fear. Truth. He saw it. Her standing once. Long ago. On the ground beneath her shattered. An entire city imploded under her psychic field. Not because she attacked, just because she stood. Her full energy was never meant to exist in motion. To move would be to destroy everything near her. So she stopped moving. Forever. And the galaxy locked her in a seat. To make sure she never tried again. The truth. Rek was meant to see. The girl looked up at Rek. You weren't sent to defeat her. You were made to help her remember who she was. You are not the weapon. You are the mirror. Rek took a slow breath. Everything made sense now. All his training, all the mind resistance tech, all the forgotten memories. It wasn't to fight. It was to see her without fear. And survive. In the sky above. Earth responds. Commander Juno received orders from Earth Council, from deep in the shadows of Project Omega. Send the strike. The voice ordered coldly. She is waking. We can't allow it. Juno stared at the screen. But Rek is down there. He's already lost, the voice replied. Send the strike. Juno turned to her crew. Ready orbital cannon, she said with a heavy voice. Target the arena. Back in the arena, the Silent One opens her eyes again. The platform in the far corner of the arena glowed softly. She was there, still sitting, still, calm, but her eyes opened slowly, and for the first time. They were wet. Tears. Not rage. Not destruction. Regret. They are afraid of my mind, she said, so they made me a prisoner. But I sat here by choice. Because standing would destroy more than just them. Rek looked at her. Then, why not leave? She turned to him. Because someone had to wait. Wait for who? You. Ending scene of Part 5. Up above, the cannon began to charge. Time ticking down. Juno watched the countdown. 10, 9, 8. Down below, Rek reached toward the Silent One. Then what now? He asked. She answered softly. Now I stand. Above the arena, the sky burned white. The human warship, F's Vengeance, hovered like a dark blade in orbit. Its weapons bay opened slowly. Inside, Earth's most powerful space cannon. A weapon called Titan Lance. It could cut through an asteroid in seconds. And now, it was pointed at her, the Silent One. Commander Juno's conflict inside the control bridge. Commander Juno stared at the countdown. 10, 9, 8. Her hands didn't move. General Harvin's voice came through her earpiece. Fire now, Juno. You have the order. But Juno hesitated. She remembered Rek's last words. She's not fighting. She's remembering. She sat still. To protect us. Still, the council had spoken. If the Silent One stood, entire cities could vanish. 7, 6, 5. In the arena, she stands. The air inside the arena changed. Soft, warm, but heavy, like standing under deep ocean water. Rek felt it first. Pressure in his chest, a weight in his lungs. Then the ground began to hum. She moved, for the first time in 1,000 years. She stood, but not fast. Not dramatic. Slow, gentle. Like a tree rising from the ground. Rek took a step back. The arena's walls vibrated. The lights dimmed. Alien tech screamed silently. Sensors failed. The girl, Her daughter from the future vanished into light. Up above, fire incoming 432. Juno's finger hovered over the button. Commander, her AI said. Mind wave. Energy from the surface just reached level 6. She's standing, Harvin yelled. Now. Juno pressed the button. The strike A. Beam of light, white, silent, pure. It tore through the clouds, downward, fast, toward the arena. Everyone watching thought it was over. Everyone. Except her. The Silent One's response, she didn't raise her hand. She didn't lift her head. She just breathed out. And the beam, just meters from hitting the arena, froze. Mid-air. Burning energy. Stuck like a photograph. Then it split into dust. Tiny pieces of light floated around her like snow. Not falling, not rising, just there. Time itself had paused. Rek couldn't move. Even the air stood still. The warship goes dark back in orbit. Every screen on the EFS Vengeance went black. Power systems failed. Communications dropped. Weapons jammed. Juno stood slowly. She didn't block the weapon, she said quietly. She blocked time. Inside the arena, a conversation. The Silent One turned to Rek. Not angry, not proud. Just tired. They forced me to stand. Rek took a step forward, struggling to speak. How did you stop that blast? She looked at him. They used light, but I hold space. They used speed, but I hold time. They used fear, but I hold memory. Rek's voice cracked. You're not a fighter. She nodded once. I'm a recorder. A deeper truth. She pointed to the walls of the arena. To Rek's surprise, they had changed. Images now covered them, moving, glowing like ancient film. They showed her past, her people, the war, the fall, and then humans. Rek saw Black Echo Labs. He saw himself, younger, violent, training nonstop. He saw the girl, the one who gave him the flower, being taken away. That was you, Rek whispered. The Silent One didn't answer, but her expression changed. Soft, almost human. You were made, she said, to become what they feared in me. But you are not fear. You are the key to ending it. Far away, hidden species reacts on a quiet planet far beyond any known star map. A species of light beings awakened. They were once friends of the Silent One's kind. They had left when war came, but now they felt her pulse in the air. One of them spoke. She stood. Another replied. And she didn't destroy them? No, she waited. Then the balance may still return. General Harvin's desperation, back on the failing warship. General Harvin slammed his fist on the table. She's shutting us down without touching us. He turned to the AI. Is the Omega Protocol still active? The AI replied, Yes, General. One sleeper unit remains. Activate it, now. The final weapon, Project ECO, far below deck. A cold capsule opened. Inside, a second test subject, younger than Rek, smaller, but not weak. Project name, Echo-9. A teenage girl with silver veins and data ports in her neck. Eyes open. No fear, just silence. She whispered. Command accepted. Target, Silent One. Ending scene of Part 6. Rek looked at the sky. The beam was gone. The warship was falling slowly into emergency orbit. The world around the arena was still. But then, he heard a click. A door opened behind him. Small footsteps echoed. He turned. There she was. Echo-9. Her eyes locked on the Silent One. And for the first time in the whole story, the Silent One looked worried. The arena was no longer just a battleground. It had become a crossroads. Above, the human warship drifted powerless. Around, the crowd stayed frozen in silence, too afraid to move, too curious to leave. And in the center stood two figures. One was still, the other Was awakening. Rek watches as ECH09 Enisrek turned slowly. The girl behind him, no older than 17, walked like a shadow. No fear. No expression. Her eyes glowed silver white. Not natural, synthetic. The small ports in her neck blinked as she scanned the arena. ECH09, Rek whispered. They actually activated you. She didn't reply. She didn't need to. Her entire body was a message. Cold. Perfect. Designed to what couldn't be killed. The Silent One reacts across the arena. The Silent One turned her head. Just a few degrees. It was the first time in thousands of years that she'd looked concerned. She stared at Eco-9, as if remembering something painful. You should not exist, she said softly. Echo-9 tilted her head like a curious child. You said the same. About me, the girl replied. Backstory revealed. The ghost of the Labrick stepped forward, slowly connecting dots in his mind. His memories were returning, clearer, sharper now. You were the girl in the lab, he said. The one who gave me the flower. ECH09 blinked once, then smiled faintly. Before they erased me. Rek stepped back. No, that can't be you. She touched her chest gently. They copied my mind, Rek, over and over, until I became this. Not a person, just a final option. Rek looked at the Silent One. Why is she dangerous to you? The Silent One answered calmly. Because she's not bound by thought, or time, or emotion. She is what happens when silence is weaponized. ECH09 challenges the Silent One. ECH09 stepped into the circle. You are powerful, she said to the Silent One. But you have one weakness. You care. The Silent One's eyes narrowed. ECH09 raised her hand. A pulse, bright, sharp, flashed toward her. Not a weapon. Not fire, a data spike. The Silent One staggered. Rek's eyes widened. This was new. The pulse was not physical or psychic. It was digital memory override. She could feel it pressing inside her, forcing her to remember things out of order. Time itself began to fracture around her. She's rewriting her mind. Rek whispered. No, she's untangling it, said the Silent One. The world shifts around them. The arena floor started to change again. But this time, not because of her. Because of Echo-9. Buildings rose from the ground, fake, temporary. Like simulations from a dream, cities appeared and collapsed. Towers turned to sand. People froze in place mid-sentence. This isn't real, Rek said. Echo-9 replied. It doesn't have to be. If your mind accepts it, it becomes your truth. Rek is pulled into a vision. He saw Earth burning again. But now it was different. The Earth was not being attacked by aliens. Humans were destroying each other. Flags fell. Skies turned red. Silence replaced news. The Silent One stood in the middle. Calm, still, sad. She whispered to him in the vision. This is not your future. It is your fear. Rek breaks free with a loud breath. Rek pulled himself out of the illusion. He dropped to his knees, coughing. He looked up at ECH09. Why are you doing this? She looked at him with a small tilt of the head. Because it's time for her to stop watching, to choose a side. The Silent One's final stand suddenly. The arena floor cracked beneath the Silent One's feet. Not because she moved, but because her energy was shifting. She raised one hand, palm open. No threat, only calm. You were born from fear, she said to ECH09. I was born from memory. I will not fight you. ECH09 raised her own hand. Then you'll vanish. She fired, a second pulse, sharper, stronger. It hit the Silent One square in the chest. What happens instead? The Silent One stood still, but around her, everything changed. The air folded. The sound vanished. Color drained from the world. Rek couldn't breathe. Then suddenly, nothing. And then, boom. The pulse didn't erase her. It reflected. Like a wave hitting a mountain. Echo-9 flew backward. Hitting the far wall hard, she stood slowly for the first time, shaken. "That's not possible," she whispered. The Silent One lowered her hand. "I remember who you were," she said quietly, "and I forgive you." Rek realizes the truth. Rek finally understood. The fight wasn't about winning. It was about restoring what was broken. Echo 9 was not evil. She was lost, programmed to destroy. When all she wanted was to be remembered. Ending scene. The rift opens. The sky above the arena darkened. Not storm. Not fire, but a rift in space. Another being was arriving, stronger than either of them. And this one wasn't silent. Rek stepped beside the Silent One. "Another one?" She nodded. "Not from this galaxy, not from this time." Echo -9 stood too. All three faced the sky. For the first time, together, ***. The sky tore open like paper. From the rift above the arena, a third being emerged. Not flying, not falling, just appearing. A shape of shifting colors, light without a body. A being from outside known time. The crowd, the warships, even the atmosphere sensors went dead. No data. No translation. Only one truth appeared on every screen. Interference detected. Rek steps forward. Rek shielded his eyes. The being in the sky was unlike anything he'd ever seen. It didn't speak. It didn't move. It simply pressed itself into existence. "Who is that?" Rek asked. The Silent One's voice was calm. "One of the old rememberers." "A guardian?" She shook her head. "A judge." ECH09 tries to interact. H09 blinked her glowing eyes and stepped forward. "Target unknown," she said, attempting contact. She raised her hand, not to attack, but to link minds. For a second, nothing happened. Then, *flash. Echo-9 dropped to her knees, gasping. It showed me everything." Rek rushed to her side. "What did you see?" "Human history, alien wars, her people destroyed. My creators choosing fear over unity. And me, just a copy. A backup plan." Tears slipped from her mechanical eyes, glitching but real. "The judge speaks." A voice echoed inside all minds at once. Not male. Not female. Just pure force. One stood to remember. One was built to erase. One chose to see. Rek looked up. The voice continued. "This galaxy chose fear. This species chose chains. But a memory remained. She did not stand to destroy. She stood to end the test. The real purpose of the arena." Suddenly, the arena around them began to break apart. Not violently, but gracefully. Stone faded into light. Steel turned into dust. What was once a cage was now a door. Rek looked at the Silent One. "What is this place?" she finally answered. "Not a battleground. A beacon." Her final truth. The Silent One turned to Rek, to ECH09, and then to the judge in the sky. She spoke, and this time, everyone across the galaxy heard her. "You all wanted to see if I would rise in anger. You all feared the moment I would move. But I sat. Not because I was weak. I sat because you weren't ready. Now, maybe you are." She takes her final step. The judge's light began to fade. A path opened above the arena. A spiral of stars. It wasn't just a doorway. It was home. Rek felt it. She didn't belong in this galaxy anymore. She had done what she came to do. She had waited. Now the wait was over. She stepped toward the light. Not with power. Not with rage. With peace. Echo-9 speaks for herself. Before the Silent One could vanish, Echo-9 spoke. "Will I ever be more than a weapon?" The Silent One turned and smiled, a soft human-like smile. "Only if you choose to be." She lifted a hand, gently touching ECH09's forehead. The ports on her neck faded. The glow in her eyes dimmed, replaced with warmth. She was no longer a tool. She was free. The arena collapses as the Silent One vanished into the light. The arena finally crumbled, not with destruction, but with release. The last stone fell, and silence returned, not heavy. Peaceful. Aftermath. Weeks later, across the galaxy, people stopped watching violent arena fights. The broadcast networks ended. The Bloodsport series. Humans started asking new questions. Alien races that once feared each other started sharing memories. For the first time, communication mattered more than control. Rek and DCH-09 on a quiet hill. Rek sat beside Echo-9. The stars above were different now, brighter. Do you think she's really gone? Rek asked. Echo-9 shook her head. Not gone, she's just watching from a better seat. Final scene. A flower in space, somewhere far beyond any galaxy, in a quiet corner of the stars. A single flower floated in space. No ground. No air. But still alive. Glowing softly. And next to it, a shadow. Sitting cross-legged. Silent. Still. Watching. Waiting anymore. Just remembering.